Hi, it's Dustin here, and I want to go ahead in today's video, and what I want to do today is, if it's okay with you guys, I want to introduce you to two of my team members that I work with. As I mentioned before, as we're going ahead and we're growing our investing fund, I'm getting a lot more involved on the real estate side, but I still want to go ahead and keep you guys up to date with the best content and the best free trainings so that you can go out and successfully do real estate and tax liens and deeds. So with that said, I'm going to be working with some of the guys on my team to help get you guys more videos more often, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to host some of them. So I want to go ahead right now and I want to introduce them. So I want to bring Corey and Josh into the picture here. So Corey and Josh, say hello. Hey. Corey is one of the tallest guys you'll meet. For example, I'm 6'2", and Corey, how tall are you?
6'11".
6'11", and Josh?
I'm about 6 almost.
6.
Yeah, on a good day.
So what we're going to do today is these guys are going to take you through a Q&A we've been doing. We've been doing some more live calls that these guys have been hosting, and really excited to go to this Q&A. So you have some good questions for us today?
Yeah, we got some good questions, and we've got it all filmed, ready to go, so we can just jump right to it.
Excellent. Josh, you ready to jump into this Q&A?
Yeah. Kill it.
Perfect.
Always.
Thanks, guys.
See you guys
Let's jump to it.
We've got your tax lien and deed questions covered. Today's video is all about that. It's questions you've asked us, and we're hopping in and we're going to answer them. Welcome to Tax Lien Certificate School.
Hey everybody, it's Josh here.
Corey.
The other day we did a live Q&A call for our students here at Tax Lien Certificate School, and there were so many people on the call that we didn't have enough time to answer all the questions. So we're going to make a video for you guys today and go through all the questions that we didn't get to answer. Corey.
All right, so here we go. So this first question was from Ed, and Ed asks, the majority of what money I do have is in a self-directed IRA. Will this limit me to over-the-counter liens and deeds? So Ed, with a self-directed IRA, you can actually control what investments you invest in. So if you consult your custodian, you should be able to get checks from your self-directed IRA. And with those checks, you can go in and you can buy over-the-counter liens and deeds. So the same process applies for you for researching and doing due diligence in properties, but you'll just be paying for with your self-directed IRA, and then the money will go back into your self-directed IRA when the interest redeems or when you sell the property. So that's how that works. Some places they're looking to for over-the-counter liens and deeds would be Florida. Actually, I just got an email from realauction.com today, and one of the counties in Arizona has over-the-counter deeds. So check in Arizona, or over-the-counter liens, sorry, Arizona, and then California, I believe, has some stuff online that you can look into as well. So
Excellent.
Sweet.
Thank you, Corey. The next question here is from Lily. Lily asks, after receiving the list from the county, how soon can you state to purchase a tax lien? Maybe that means how soon can you start to purchase a tax lien? So whenever the list comes out, it's probably going to come out maybe a couple weeks, maybe 7 days. That's going to be county specific, how soon they release the list before the auction. But you won't be able to buy it until the auction comes, unless it's like an online sale where they just constantly have stuff coming in and out. And that's going to be county specific though, for whatever area you're interested in investing in.
Yeah, so in Texas it's 21 days before the auction happens. I think in Georgia it comes out in the newspaper 4 weeks before the auction happens. So like basically at the end of the last auction, the next Friday in the newspaper, the Friday edition, it'll come out then. So it all depends on what state you're in. So you just have to look. If you do a quick Google search, you should be able to find that. So
yeah, and if you want, Lily, you can just send us an email as well, hello@taxliencertificateschool.com, and let us know what state you're looking at investing in, and we can help you further.
Yeah, cool.
Nice.
All right, next question is from Edward. Hello, how do you compete with the huge hedge funds and the banks? Well, Edward, so in places like, for instance, Harris County, Houston, and in Atlanta, Georgia, and those big places like that, and in big cities in Florida, there are a lot of big investors in there. So one of your best bets, if you don't have someone to partner up with and to pool your money to buy a property together with, your best bet is to find a smaller county. So going on the outskirts, like for instance in Georgia, instead of investing in Atlanta, going to some counties outside of Atlanta or further out of Atlanta, and those counties are going to be less competition, and you're going to have a better chance of scooping up a property or like in Texas, some of the ones outside of Houston and Harris County would probably be your best bet. So, anything else to add to that?
How do you compete with the hedge fund? No.
Okay.
No.
Check outside the big counties, Ed. Sorry. Okay.
I would actually, one thing I would say,
Go
Ed,
for it.
is sometimes if people are coming in and cleaning up house, move on, and maybe come back and check in a couple of months. Oftentimes, hedge funds, they're just going to be there for a certain amount of time till they get what they need, or until they're they're just going to be there for a certain amount of time, and then they're going to move on. So that's what I would just add to that. Real quick, Marie. Oh, this is about the IRS liens. I'm going to hand this one over to you, Corey.
Yeah, so basically with an IRS lien, it's a little complicated. So what happens is you actually have to notify people, and generally the county will have to tell you if there's an IRS tax lien on it. So you would factor that into your bid, and then you could pay off the IRS tax lien. But if you don't know that and it's after the fact, I believe the IRS can come in and they can take the property from you, but they have to pay out. If they sell the property, they have to pay you out as a lien holder, or they have to pay out your penalty as a deed holder. So either way, you're going to get your money. And in the end, generally with this stuff, if something goes terribly wrong with it, and it's the county's fault, they're going to refund you your money. So you're not going to be out money, you're just not going to get your interest rate. I believe when if an IRS lien gets redeemed, or the IRS takes it and sells it, yada, 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 then they have to pay you back your interest as well, or their penalty. But usually that, it doesn't get to that point, and if you stay away from IRS liens at the start, then you don't have to worry about this. But it's not something to be super scared about. It's not going to throw off your game completely. You just need to factor that into your bidding structure. So hope that helps, Marie.
Yeah, don't be super scared.
All right, so our next question is from Holly, and it's a longer one, but we're going to read it here. I went to some county websites in Texas and Florida, and there are some leftover properties that people can buy over the counter, but most of them are useless pieces of junk and nobody wants it. Yeah, that happens. Where can I find those valuable properties that I can buy with little money? It seems like nowhere. The competition in anywhere is too much. Some states like Minnesota, Indiana, properties are very cheap.
I'll have to roll you back.
Yeah, sorry. Missouri, Indiana. Yeah, I'm not good with abbreviations. Properties are very cheap and market is very cold. If I get one, I will have trouble to sell. Is there anybody that has experience in this area? So with the over-the-counters, you're right, Holly. Most of them are going to be junk, but that's why we keep going back and we keep checking to see if there's properties there that are that kind of like dime a dozen one. Because those are the ones that people kind of maybe miss, or for some reason someone bids at the sale and they can't pay for it, so it goes back to the sale, then it goes over the counter. So it does take a little bit of legwork, and if you're only dealing with a little bit of money, then it might take you some time to find those properties. But I mean, places like Missouri and Indiana where properties are cheap and the market's cold, if you're going to buy in those areas, you might have to sit on it. And land, the taxes on land is a lot cheaper than the taxes on houses and in residential areas, so you can hold on to it a little bit longer. But having a buyer's list and a way to sell that property, building up that buyer's list is something is very important. That's how you're going to be able to sell those properties. Do you want to talk quick about how to build a buyer's list?
Yeah, great way to build a buyer's list. You just edit out that cough.
Sure.
Actually, you just want to take it from here.
I'm not going to edit it out.
He's not gonna really.
I'll edit it.
We'll see about that. Yeah, a great way to build your buyer's list. One thing we always do in Texas when we're driving property is we take photos of every sign we see. You're gonna see a ton of signs on intersections and corners. Maybe they'll just have it stuck in the grass. Signs like WeBuyUglyHouses.com, or people that are interested in buying homes. Another way to build your buyer's list is to get involved in the real estate community. And what's great actually is Andre, a guy, one of our students, he learned how to create a meetup group in one of Dustin's courses and did that. And I think he's got over 50 people coming in his meetup group for real estate. So if there's not one in your area, that's a great opportunity for you to start one as well. Craigslist, you can always be looking for investors on Craigslist. You can put your property for sale there, land, houses. What's another one, Corey?
You can also, one of the methods that Dustin talks a lot about is creating a ghost ad. So putting an ad up on Craigslist being like, hey, got this house, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 40% off market value, must sell quick. And even if you don't have that property, what you can do is people will call you or email you, and then you can say, hey, look, I don't have that property anymore. can I email you once I get another property? And if they say yes, then you can keep their information, put it in a spreadsheet or a Word document, and that way you start doing that, and maybe you get 5 emails a day, and 2 people are okay with that. Then like after a month, that's what, like 60 emails, and then once you get a property, and then you can email people out and be like, hey, I got this property, who's interested? And then that's 60 people that'll see it, and maybe none of them will want it the first time, but you just email them out again, like maybe in 15-30 days, be like, hey, I still got this property, and get some photos of it and package it up nice for them, and kind of that's a way to build a buyer's list and then get rid of the property. Quick tip though, if you're going to send out a lot of emails, don't do it all at once, because like Gmail and stuff, they don't like that. They consider it spam. So maybe email like 15 or 20 people at once, and then, or maybe even 10. So that's just a quick little tip.
Yeah, that's good.
Cool.
That was real good.
Sweet.
All right, next question. Unknown. Buying over the counter most or unwanted tax liens means junk properties. What to do in this case? You kind of.
Yeah. Just stick with it. And if you're noticing after a few months that there's no properties that are good, maybe move on to a different county around you or a different state around you and just see what's there. But just stick with it.
I'd also add, don't limit yourself to only over-the-counter opportunities. I know a lot of people, I get emails and they say they're just looking for over-the-counter. They don't want to go to auctions. But if you're not having any luck with over-the-counter where you're looking, I would also recommend checking out the auctions and not writing those off. I don't know why you wouldn't want to go to an auction, but if it's just maybe a matter of maybe it's too complicated, or you don't want to be around the people, or you don't want to deal with that, those are probably not the best reasons to stay away from an auction. There's a lot of opportunity there, so I would say look at other avenues than just over the counter. Branch out.
What is
the YouTube channel?
I put that one in there. So this is, if you're seeing this, chances are it's either on our website, which is connected back to our YouTube channel. So our YouTube channel is youtube.com/Tax Lien Certificate School, and that will show at the end. We have the link on the screen. So
Wicked.
What is the redemption time? Go for it.
I think you should sing this one.
Okay. What is the redemption time? What is the redemption time for California after a tax deed has been purchased? And that's from Margaret.
Margaret, there is no redemption time. Ba-boom, ba-boom.
It's a tax deed state. So, boom. If the redemption period comes and you don't begin foreclosure, what happens, Josh?
So, if it's a tax lien state and the redemption period comes to an end and the homeowner has not paid the back taxes, it's up to you to take the initiative to do the paperwork, to file for the foreclosure process, or to do whatever is necessary to take that next step. The county's not going to do it for you. No one's going to help you. And so it is sometimes a difficult process, so you can always get an attorney to help you with that, find some professionals to assist you. And if it is a redemption tax deed state, it'll be different from state to state. But in Texas, at the end of 6 months, nothing really changes. It just means that now you have complete control. The homeowner has 6 months to buy it back from you. And so after that 6 months is over, they lose that option and you have complete control. In Georgia, that means that you now can get started. So you become the owner at the sale, but you can't do anything for 1 year. So you can't collect rent, you can't be doing rehab, you can't do anything, can't have any involvement with the property. Then once that year redemption period comes to an end, that's when you can start getting involved.
Yeah. You might be able to change the locks on the doors and board it up. I can't recall though.
Oh, like if it's empty or something?
Yeah.
Okay, right.
All right, next question from a mysterious question person is how to apply for a deed after the redemption period expires in Arizona. We had a website for that one, right?
Yeah, let's bring up a great website we found.
Okay. So here we are. You start. You talk.
I was just going to say, this is a website. Let's go back to the question for a second. What was that question? I just need a refresher. How to apply for a deed after the redemption period expires in Arizona. Great. So check out this website right here, this Bowman Doyle Pyatt. We don't even say their names, but that's the website. And they're going to walk you through the judicial foreclosure process, which is going to be what you're going to need to do. And they got how much it's going to cost you. Tons of Q&A questions. So anything you need to know about the tax lien foreclosure process will be on this website in Arizona. So we just thought we would direct you there. Yeah, there's probably enough time to grab that link, eh?
Yeah. So yeah, they'll see that. bkpblaw.com, and you'll be able to see everything you need there. Cool.
Wicked. But yeah, you just need to file for that process.
It generally costs on the website there. It talks. It generally costs between $1,000 to $2,500. So. Okay, so in this case, what happens in the mortgage if you deal directly with the homeowner before the tax deed? So basically what Harry is asking is if you go and do what we call a pre-auction deal and go to the homeowner before the auction happens and you work out a deal with them, what happens if there's a mortgage on the property?
Yeah, so this is an interesting idea. So the idea of a pre-auction deal is that you can purchase a property from a homeowner before it goes to sale. Now, the reason we want to do this is because, I'll use my hands here to demonstrate. Let's say the property is worth $100K, right? The homeowner has $20K in back taxes. It's worth $100K. So at the auction, it's probably going to go, let's say this is $100K, it's probably going to go maybe 70, 80, 60, right? So if we don't have to bid against people, that's awesome. So what we'll try to do is we'll come to a homeowner beforehand and we'll say, hey, is there something we can do to help? Do you want to try and get something out of this? Because what's going to happen is they're going to lose their property. They're going to get nothing. So if we can pay the back taxes for them and then maybe give them, help them with moving costs, or buy the property from them for whatever price is good for us and good for them, we'll do it. Now, if there's a mortgage involved, that might not be the best scenario. That may not be the best scenario for us. It's something you always got to weigh, because if it goes to sale, the mortgage might get wiped, right? So is it better to not be bidding against anyone at an auction and pay the mortgage, or is it better to have the mortgage wiped and be bidding against other people? It also depends. Will the mortgage get wiped if it's will the mortgage get wiped at that state sale? So you will be responsible for the mortgage if you do a pre-auction deal. Sometimes it's better to just let it go to auction and see about the mortgage getting wiped. Other times it's best to do that pre-auction deal. And the ones we've done in Houston already are the people that have already had the mortgage paid off, so that hasn't come into a scenario. So those are going to be the easiest types to get involved with, but it's totally up to you if you want to get involved with that or not.
Cool. And if you guys are curious about our pre-auction program, shoot us an email at hello@taxliencertificateschool.com, and we can get you in touch with the people who can give you more information. Well, basically with us, and we give you more information.
Yeah, with us. You'll email us.
Email us, and we'll give you more information on the pre-auction. We call it the pre-auction profits training. So, yeah, cool. Robs asks, can one expect to get highest interest rates offered by the counties at current tax lien sales, or are bidders bidding the rates down to rates that are too low and unattractive lately? So in places like Arizona, Florida, and New Jersey, those are the places that bid the interest rates down. It's not like a bid up system like tax deed. It's that the interest rates gets bid down. So in places like Arizona, yeah, it does get bid down. Land will sit. Generally, you're probably going to get down to single digits, like 6 to 9, maybe 10% on property. So if you're looking for huge payouts, I mean, you shouldn't really be investing in interest rates if you're looking to get properties and flip it anyway, because only 5% of tax liens redeem. If you're looking to put your money in a place and hold it and make interest off of it, then it's still better than the banks. So you're still going to get better investments, a better interest rate than the banks. And there is that chance of you getting the property. But it's hard to say. I mean, it all depends on if you're bidding in like an extremely competitive county where it just gets bid down low, like in Florida, to get bid down, it could get bid down to 0% or 0.25%. And but then you'll get a 5% penalty, because that's what Florida, if it gets bid down to 0.25%, then it automatically jumps up to 5%. But we have a video on that you can watch called Florida Tax Lien Investing. I'm just rambling now. Is there anything else that you want to add to this?
I think Rob's got his answer.
Okay.
Golden.
Hopefully that helps you, Rob.
Yes, Rob. Carolyn says, Dane County, Wisconsin does not have a list. How do you go around that? So we just did a little bit of digging for you, and we'll pull that up on the screen.
Do you want to just do like just tell her how sometimes some people say it's not there?
I think I'll do that for the next one. The next one, I've really got it good.
Okay.
Okay, so here you'll see an Access Dane. It's a county website for Dane, Wisconsin. And so there's a little bit of talk here about tax deeded land sales. And to contact them about the next one, you can contact the Treasurer's Office at 608-266-4151. And I also know that there's sheriff sales as well in Dane, Wisconsin.
That's not the one.
That's not the one.
No, that's Philadelphia.
Did you?
No, none of those are the right ones. Those are Philadelphia.
Wow. Okay then.
Oh, I couldn't open the other one.
Okay. So I was doing some research and found that there's sheriff sales in Dane, Wisconsin as well. The website wasn't working though, so I would also call the county and ask them about that as well.
Cool. So Caroline, hopefully that answers that question for you. So basically, Lily's asking if you purchase a tax lien, and let's say you buy year one, does it make sense? We get this question a lot. Does it make sense to purchase a second lien year two? And the answer is generally yeah, because you get more interest rate. So you'll pay the second year tax liens, and then if the person does redeem you, which 95% of the time they will, they have to pay the interest rate on top of the money you also paid for the second year's taxes, or the first year or the third year, depending on how many back taxes you are buying. So basically, the more money you can spend on tax liens with the county, the more money that you'll have to get the interest rate back on. So it always makes sense to buy subsequent years with tax liens if you can. And then also a quick tip, if the next year's taxes comes out and they don't get paid by the homeowner, you can go into the county generally beforehand and be like, I want to pay these taxes. If you have, like, for instance, if you're in the first year position or the second year, you actually, if you're in the first year, you should be able to go in and be like, hey, I want to pay these taxes. They won't notify you about the upcoming year's taxes, but you can go in and buy them ahead of, or like once they release them. So
Wicked, do it.
cool.
That's good. What to do in the case the owner files for bankruptcy? Yeah, so you're just going to get your money back. If it's a tax deed, everything's just going to get reversed. So the biggest thing that you lose is your time that you spent on the deal. That's worst case scenario.
Yeah, and generally people, even if someone defaults on their payment for their house, and that's why it goes to the tax lien, the tax deed sale, you won't find a lot of them that file for bankruptcy. That's uncommon, but if it does happen, you will get redeemed in the end, or at least you'll get your money back. So like Josh had wasted time.
Yeah,
that's the biggest thing. So Margaret's asking, have you had any luck with overages from the sale of a tax deed, or do you do that? I find people are cynical and can't believe that you want to help them get their money back. That's very true. People are very sketched out about it, and that's why Josh is going to tell you what he always tells people.
Yeah, it's about being as professional as possible. You got to have like a great website, great business cards. You got to make it seem like you know exactly what you're talking about. And when explaining it to them as well, you want to kind of balance this line where you make it maybe sound almost more complicated than it needs to be, so that they know that, you know, maybe they could do it on their own, but their better option is going with you.
Yeah, that's pretty much a great answer. And you want to sympathize with them a little bit too, and just kind of see where they're coming from. And I know there's some different negotiation stuffs in some of our programs that you can look at, and that helps too. But what Josh said is important, like a great business card, a great website, and like a strong presence.
Yeah, bring it.
Bring it.
Bring the heat.
All right, thanks for your question, Margaret.
Next question here from David. Has anyone done tax deeds in Greensboro, North Carolina? They say that there are no lists here. So something interesting. David, probably what happened is you might have called the county and they might have said, hey, you know, we don't have any tax deeds or tax liens here. No idea what you're talking about. So just because one person at the county gives you an answer, you shouldn't always take that to be truth or as fact. It's completely possible that they don't actually know what's going on. And so I just took a little bit of time today and was able to bring up in the Guilford County website foreclosures that are happening. So I'd write this website down, just foreclosures.myguilford.com, and it's actually a sweet website. There's a map here, and you can see active foreclosures and pretty much what's going on. There's a list too below.
Yes.
Yeah, so you got details, owner of record, address, city, status. So you got a ton of stuff there. So that's just a reminder to maybe always double check your facts, or double check what you think is a fact from a county official. Do some digging, and
ask multiple people too.
Mm-hmm.
Even if one person says we don't do lists, then chances are they're just having a bad day, or you've said a name, like for instance tax deeds, where they're like, well, they want to have tax deeds. We have foreclosures, but maybe they don't know what a tax deed is. So it's good to keep in mind that some people have different terminologies for these things, and that's why it's always good to talk to somebody else.
Yeah.
All right, so that ends all the questions that we had that we didn't get a chance to get to on the call. What we have on the screen here is our YouTube and our Facebook channel, so you can check those out. Go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to us. You're probably already there now, and if you haven't subscribed, we are going to be filming a lot of content videos over the next few months and for the foreseeable future. And what we do is we send them out to our list to people on our email, but sometimes we won't be sending those out for a few weeks. So if you subscribe, you'll be able to get email notifications for when those videos come up live, and you'll be able to watch them before anybody else does. And on our Facebook page, we're always posting fun stuff from Instagram and videos and stuff as well. And there's a community there where you can talk and ask questions, and we'll get back to you. So that being said, this is a blank slide that I just put in there for fun, and we're gonna go to the next one.
Actually, Corey just made this today, and isn't it beautiful? I think we can all take a second to appreciate the beauty here. But what this is our $27 digital bundle special. This is the ABCs of tax lien deed investing. You should click that website right there, .com/training, and you're gonna get taken to our sales page, where it's gonna give you a ton of information about our products. We got a whole bunch of videos as well in the bundle, and a tax lien and tax deed state directory. I'd say what would I say?
I don't know, what would you say?
I'd say you are getting your value for sure. $27, you're gonna get a ton of material, and this can change your life.
Yeah,
really, it can.
It's a lot of stuff. So check it out if you haven't already got it, and if you have got it, I hope you're going through it and it's provided you with lots of valuable content. If you have any questions, shoot us an email at hello@taxliencertificateschool.com. Me and Josh will be the ones that are answering that. And yeah, let us know if you have any questions. We thank you very much for watching this video.
Yes.
Hope that you are having a great day, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
See you later.
Bye.
Ciao.
Oh, and we want you to subscribe. So we're going to put the fancy button up right here where you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. Woo! You're going to get sweet updates, like I said. And it's just going to be better for everybody if you subscribe. So subscribe.
Do it.
And I'm also going to put the link over Josh's face here. I'm going to put the link that you can click on to buy the ABCs of Tax Lien Deed Investing. So it's right here. You can click that. You'll be taken right to the order page at $27. You have nothing to lose. Full refund if you don't like it.
Within 30 days.
Within 30 days.
Let's not get crazy.
Let's not get crazy, okay? So, guys, thanks so much for watching this. Josh is back. You can see his face. And we look forward to the next video. So, talk to you soon.
Peace.